What's up, guys? So today we're going to be installing the P3 digital gauge in my air vent on my 23 BMW M3. The only issue with this is it's not like the 21s where you could just pop this out. You actually have to remove the instrument panel just to get to that gauge. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do it the best I can. I'm holding the phone and basically recording everything as I go. So I'm going to try to get you the best detailed video. First, move your steering wheel all the way up, as close as you can to yourself, lock it in place. Pop your trunk, you're going to disconnect your battery. Make sure you put a microfiber or something there. So if you're like me, you end up disconnecting the battery, you're going to close it, it's going to lock. You don't want that. So microfiber always helps. We're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery now. And then we're going to go back inside the car so we can start working on the instrument cluster. Disconnect the negative terminal. All right. And now you're good to work. Next thing you're going to want to do is remove the side panel. Anything plastic is fine. Just try not to pry up against your dashboard because you will leave marks and scratches. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that now. Went ahead and removed that. As you can see, it's just clips 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one that's not there because it actually clips into this vent right here. So don't worry, nothing fell down, guys. So when you take it apart, it's actually just 4 clips and one little plastic clip that just connects to that. So now we're gonna go ahead and take this upper trim out. We're gonna try to get away with not taking the upper steering column cover off. We're going to try to just pop this out. I think we can go ahead and just do that. So let's try to pop that out. Let me try to use one hand. This you just got to be very careful with. Don't apply pressure up against the screen. You don't ever want to do that. I think we got that side out and this one out as well. All right. Let's move this one. I believe these they bend up top. I believe right here. Yep, they bend. Okay, so we're good. Nothing broke. So we are fine. Same on this side. Looks like we are good. Yep. All right. Now inside there are 2 screws. I believe they are T20s, so we're going to go ahead and take the T20s out. We got the T20s out. I used a mini ratchet, so I didn't have to take the top of the steering column off. And it worked perfectly inside there. Just please be careful when you're doing this, guys. Be careful with the screen. Be very, very careful going in there. You don't want to scratch the screen. If you want, put a piece of tape just to protect it. So we're on the passenger side now. There is a cover that you're going to have to take off. I believe there's a screw underneath there. I'm not sure if it's 1 screw, 2 screws, or 3. I think there might be one on the side here, one there. But we're going to find out once we remove this cover. Whatever tool you use to remove the side cover, you can go ahead and remove this. Just be careful not to scratch it. There's 2 screws that I could visibly see. There's one here and there's one here. I don't know if there's any more, but we will find out. So let's go ahead and remove those. I believe they are T20s as well. This is why I like the mini ratchet. There's your windshield. As you guys can see, it doesn't touch. So if you have one of these mini ratchets, use it. Thank me later. So we went right ahead, guys. We loosened this up. The screw that is inside there is actually different than the one that is up against you here. You could use power tools. I don't recommend it. That's why I'm using the ratchet, because this is fragile stuff here. This is dashboard. You don't want to over tighten and strip something. So, but yeah, the 2 screws are out. Just make sure when you go to assemble it, this one screw is different than that one, and it actually goes right there. All right, so we basically got everything out. You're going to put your hand right here, guys, and hold it up. This position is going to go in the up position. Then you're going to put one hand right here, and you're going to come in the out position towards you a little bit. Be very fragile with this screen. So right hand is going to go here and put pressure coming towards you slightly. Another hand here, and you're going to bring this part up. And then when we get this part, this section all up, we're going to swap, and I'm going to show you where to put your hands on that side. As you guys can see, pressure here. Okay, you're going to hold it here. Up, here, with your right hand, out, and it popped out. Okay, now we're going to go to this side, and we're going to do the same thing on that side. I'm going to show you where to position your hands. So basically same concept. One hand here, okay, right hand here, left hand right here. Okay, let me move this back a little so you can see. Right hand, left hand. Now after you remove the screen, disconnect the pink connector and pop the vent out. It's pretty hard doing this alone without a tripod or anything, but as you guys can see, taking the sides out right there, this whole entire piece comes out. It's like a rubber on these ends, and it should pop this whole entire piece right out. Okay, so it was a lot easier to just come inside and sit down and do this. All right, so this is all of it taken apart, guys. Like I said, I'm going to see if we need to shave this piece or not. Just make sure the positioning of it is the same way. You lay it down the same way this was taken apart. The easiest way to take this out, just take your nail, pull this right here, and then that should just come right out, all right? So I found a tripod, guys. I'm sorry, I could have used this the whole entire time. Anyway, take a file, whatever you're going to use. Shave this part right here flat. That's flat right there. You see how this whole entire piece goes just like that? We're going to go ahead and just shave that flat. All right, so check that out. That's flat, so you guys can see. Now we're going to go ahead and lay that to the side real quick. We're going to slide this piece out because we do not need this piece, all right? We're going to actually slide this piece onto the bottom one. Now after it's slid onto the bottom one, we can go ahead and put this piece on, and there we go. All right, so now we could take the 3D printed piece that came on that gauge. Pretty cool, pretty nice print as well. All right, we are going to make sure the flat top is on top. So we're gonna put it right into there, slide it. All right, and it should clip right into place. So here's the bottom, here's the top. All right, so let's go ahead and take this bottom piece now. We're gonna start assembling the side little rubber pieces on there. And we can go ahead and put the gauge on now. So that's how it should look. All right, so we got the vent here. We have the gauge. So we're gonna go ahead and put the gauge on now. That's how it should look, guys, all right? So let's make sure we push that in a little bit. This is still slightly functionable, all right? Make sure all of this is straight. We're gonna feed this through the left-hand side of the vent now. So let's put this, let me move this over a little bit. All right, make sure these are all straight. If you have to like lay it down and flatten it a little bit, go right ahead. All right, cool. So now, here's the vent, all right? We're gonna feed it through the left-hand side so it is out of the way. All right. Okay, got all that. So very carefully, just lay it right back into place. Make sure those rubber things clip on. All right, got that. And this one popped out. This is very tricky, guys, so just take your time with it. Make sure you get it in the right positioning. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and lay this trim piece back on. All right, make sure that's down a little. Now remember, these four have to go into position. So we are going to be extra careful here. Okay, we got the two fronts. Before you clip it in, make sure you line up the two backs. There you go, lined up, and now you could just push down. There we go. We are going to run this harness, okay, right through the vent over here. And that's why we have the instrument panel out here, so we can tuck it nice and clean and have this all out of the way. Okay, so we got this through. We got all the wires all connected back in position. I fed this through here for now, just so it's not dangling there. You're going to slide this screen down now. If you did take it fully apart, you're going to work from that side first to this side. If you snuck it out like I did through here, then you're just going to slide this down, put your two bolts up there, put your two bolts down here, connect your plastic piece, connect your P3 gauge with the modules and everything that they came with into the OBD port, and put your side vent on right here, the side cover, I'm sorry, and connect your battery. And you should be done, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and button this up. So the harness that has the OBD connector through it, you're going to feed it through that little slot right there. Okay, and you're gonna bring this all the way up and connect it to the control box. So we got that through. All right, as you guys can see, it sneaks in right through there. Then you have the other harness with the control box now, right here. We're gonna go ahead and connect this, zip tie it right inside here, and pop this cover back on. All right, ladies and gents, first startup. Let's see how this looks. The fitment is amazing. Wow. Oh, I absolutely cannot wait to drive my car now. Thank you again, P3 Gauges. Amazing product, amazing fitment. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to install the P3 gauge in the new 2023 BMW M3. Later.